Hey guys, it's Scott with Scottie Cards. In this video, I have a few PSA reveals. Okay, I actually have 3 PSA reveals in this particular video, 2 of which I already know, but I still want to do a reveal here to talk about the card, the grade I received, everything in between, and then the last one is a complete blind reveal, and we'll go over that order. And there's some cards I'm excited about, some PC cards, some big cards, and so forth. The one thing I'll note is if you want to submit to PSA and you're new to grading, then you have a new account or you want to sign up for an account, use the link in the description below and use my code ScottieB25, and if you do that, you will get $25 off of your first grading submission. It's a good way to get a little bit cheaper. The cheapest grading submission, if you don't want to actually pay for a membership, is $25 for one card. So essentially, you get you that one card for free, which is great. So use that if you would like, but let's just jump right into this grading reveal. The very first card, and probably the biggest card in this particular video, is going to be this 1998 Metal Universe Larry Walker Precious Metal Gem. PMGs are really blowing up, especially like in basketball, they've always been big, but baseball, they've really caught on lately. And this Larry Walker looked pretty good. For a PMG, they always have edge and corner wear, pretty typical. But this one, I was hoping for an 8. That was kind of the highest graded right now for Larry Walker. I thought at worst it was a 7 with a chance of a 9. And this one pulled a PSA 8. I think that is the appropriate grade. I was hoping for that 9 to make it a pop 1, but this is the highest graded of this particular card. Next up is another Larry Walker. This is 1998 Donruss Crusade. This is the red parallel. This one's numbered to 25. This is a very interesting set because these were inserted into like everyday sets. I can't remember exactly which one this particular card came from, but the Crusade card, there was a green, there was a red, and there was a purple, and the red is the most rare. It's out of 25, and these don't pop up at times for like years. Like these don't really transact often. There's a player, Barry Larkin, I believe, who hadn't like seen his card publicly sell ever until recently. It went for like $5,000. So someone eventually went and purchased it. But this card, if you look at the 18 below the 0 straight down, there is kind of like a little bit of edge wear. It looked like it was peeling a tiny bit. So I didn't know if this was going to be like a 3 or if this was going to be like an 8. I wasn't sure. Got a 7, and I think that's a very appropriate grade for this card. The front looked perfect. Like it looked perfect, but the back did have that little bit of edge wear. So that is a PSA 7. And now we're going to jump over to the order that I don't know yet. And this order has some really cool cards and some cards that are more so of a PC. But let's just jump into it. The very first card, I actually do know this grade because this is for a friend of mine. This is his copy of his Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card from 1989 when he was a kid. So I wanted to see what this one graded to tell him, and this one got a 7, which is pretty good when you think about it for Ken Griffey Jr. having his rookie that long ago. It wasn't like a yellow top loader, even how we all have those that have like gotten all nasty from the acid in the top loader. But the card looks good. PSA 7, if it was more centered, and maybe it could even have graded higher. So not bad for that Griffey rookie card. Next up, we have a Platinum Medallion Larry Walker. This one looked good. Aside from the front, there was, I don't know if it was paper loss or if it was just the design, but on the purple foil of his name, there looked to be some chipping. So this is going to be like a 5 or it's going to be like a 9. I don't know which, but we'll find out. 3, 2, 1. It got a 6. So not great, but that's fine. You know, it's still a platinum medallion. Probably not worth grading this card in hindsight, but that's okay. Sometimes you get optimistic, and I definitely was on this particular card, but a 6. You can even see on that purple underneath his name, like the little line, there is some issues, and that's why it graded that way. This next one, I don't think is as bad. Even on like the corners and edges, yes, there's a bit of corner wear on every corner, but you can see 8s getting that. So I'm hoping for like an 8. This is a 1 of 1, a platinum spotlight from 2004 Leaf Limited. And I couldn't remember any major issues, so I'm hoping for an 8, and we'll see on this one. Oh, that is not good. A PSA 6. I'm worried now. I am worried about this particular order if that card got a 6 because I didn't think it was that bad. Typically, I'm overly critical on cards I submit, and I thought that one was like a 7 or an 8. So PSA 6. Sometimes when you grade with PSA, because they don't really explain why you got what you got, if you do the lowest order, which this one is, I did like the monthly special where it's a little bit cheaper, and it said to be done in December, and it got done within like a month. About 2 or 3 weeks it was graded, and now it's shipping to me, so really fast turnaround. But sometimes you never know what you're going to get when you're grading, and this one looks like it might be a tough order. So the next card, this will let me know. This one I thought at worst, like legitimately at worst was an 8. I thought it was a 9 if I had to have graded it myself, but we'll see what PSA thought. It did have a tiny bit of touch of white on some of the corners, but other than that, it looked great. An 8. So this is a Zach Greinke. This is a Ultra Platinum Medallion. This is his rookie year, not really a rookie card, but I kind of view it as such. His true rookie card is in 2002 Bowman, and this is his third year card, technically, even though he was a rookie in 2004. So I still prefer this card in some ways, but this is the Platinum Medallion out of 100. You can see again on the front, on the top, there's a little bit of a corner issue, and that's kind of it. But a PSA 8, it's fine. It's kind of the worst case of what I thought that card would be. Next up is a Billy Butler. This is a Billy Butler Bowman Chrome Gold autograph. This is out of 50. These are really hard to find. I've been looking for them for a long time. I finally got one. It was Ross. I got it graded. Ironically, though, I bought a very big Billy Butler collection, and in that collection was a PSA 10 Bowman Chrome autograph gold. So if I would have bought that collection before sending this card, I would not have graded this card. But here we are. I did grade this card. It is from 2005, and it was in an old box. So who knows what this will get. I'm hoping it's not below an 8, because that would just be an eyesore. I'd probably just crack it out at that point. But let's see. PSA 8. Which is fine. Not great. Love to get a 9, but an 8 is acceptable on this card for what it was, which is fine. I'm saying this is fine a lot. There's like that meme of that dog's house on fire and he's sitting there saying, this is fine. That's kind of how I feel right now. But next up is 2011 Topps Hope Diamond. This one was from ComC. And when you buy a card from ComC, you never know what's going to happen. It could grade well. It could grade poorly. This is the Hope Diamond, which in my opinion is one of the best parallels Topps has ever made. Ever. In the history of Topps baseball. From 2011 Topps, I would argue it's my favorite. It's a good looking set. And this is the Todd Helton. I don't buy much of Todd Helton because I try to focus on Larry Walker, but I will buy Todd Helton if Larry Walker's not in a cool set like Helton is in this one. So I'm hoping for a 9. I don't think it has a good chance at a 10, but I'm hoping for a 9. Nah, PSA 8. Looks centered, it looks good, but a PSA 8 on the Hope Diamond, that's not great. Again, I guess it's fine to have it slabbed and it will present well if I want to put it on a stand. PSA 8 is pretty brutal. So far, pretty tough. Pretty tough. This one is a Billy Butler Topps Chrome Superfractor. I didn't see any major issues. I didn't look that closely at this one to be fully transparent with you because it's a Billy Butler card, but it was centered, and that's hard for 2011 Topps Chrome. Very hard to find a centered card. So hopefully it's at least a 9 because that would be nice. Okay, it got a 10. Look at that confetti. That's fun. I got a 10 on that card. So that's pretty good. I got a PSA 10 Billy Butler Superfractor. So I guess that's kind of random compared to the other cards I've gotten so far. Let's hope that luck continues because these cards are probably worth more than that card. But here is a Mookie Betts 2016 Topps Chrome Future Stars. I'm a big fan of the Future Stars. These Future Stars, they are just like a fun stained glass design. This is the orange out of 25. Tough to find. I've only ever seen one. This was also a ComC purchase. So you have to be careful when submitting those because usually people grade the cards, and if they don't grade them, then they send them to ComC. But hoping for a 10 based off of that Billy Butler, but you can see the top left corner has some issues, so who knows? PSA 9, totally acceptable for this card. I'm completely fine with that one. Next up is a Mookie Betts flag and background short print from 2018 Stadium Club. This card is really rare, really hard to find card, and I got this one from Chris, baseball card addict from Spitball and Cards. So thank you, Chris. And I did not think this one a 10, so I don't think this one's going to 10, but I think a 9 is kind of like the equivalent of this card's 10. It's like the best grade I expected, and it could be an 8, but we're looking for a 9 on this ultra modern super short print, and we got a 9. Pretty good. Okay. So this order's redeeming itself are kind of getting a little bit better. Overall, been kind of brutal, to be honest, but that's all right. And then the last card, this card's going to make or break the submission. This is the 2018 Mookie Betts super short print. He's doing like the Salt Bay like this. You'll see it in like 2 seconds. But super short print in a 10, this card's worth probably over $1,000, and a 9 probably worth like $500 to $600. So we're hoping for a 10. If you look at the back, it looks perfect. There's no edge wear, no corner issues. I bought it from a guy on Twitter, and he pulled it himself. So I'm hoping for a 10. Got a 9. It got a 9. And look at the front of that card. There is 0 corner and edge wear. I don't know why this got a 9. If I was a betting man, I would crack this out and send it to PSA and bet it would get a 10 again, but it got a 9, and that is what it is. The PSA estimate's very much off on the bottom too. Overall, kind of no real highlights. The PSA 10 Superfractor Billy Butler was cool, but like that's a PC card. I was hoping for a bigger one on these other cards as well. But that was my PSA order. Again, if you want to send a PSA, this was a little bit tougher order for me. A lot of these cards were condition sensitive, and they were not graded for years. So it is what it is. But if you want to send a PSA, use my code ScottieV25 to get a $25 discount. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video.